Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the Cold Weather Chef, and today we're going to look at leafy greens in a soup. And a leafy green that doesn't get thought of often is kale. Kale is actually really nice in a soup because although it's very stiff if you put it in a salad, when it cooks in a soup, it maintains some consistency, whereas some of the other greens might fall apart in a soup. So we're going to make a Tuscan soup with kale, potatoes, and sausage. Let's start out with a nice glass of Sauvignon Blanc. This is a Sauvignon Blanc from Chile. Let's see how this is. I'm pouring a glass for my videographer who has threatened to go on strike without one, so very good, very minerally. Good job. Thank you. I'm going to have another sip. All right, we're going to start out with some, I've got hot Italian sausage that we're going to saute. This is a little over a pound. I like to be generous with sausage because pork sausage has a tremendous amount of flavor due to the fat content. Being Italian, you can never go wrong with fatted meats. I'm going to just throw a little bit of olive oil in there so the sausage doesn't stick. So this is going to saute a little bit. And while that's sauteing, we're going to take a little break because it'll take 5-10 minutes for the sausage to saute. When we come back, this soup is really going to go together quickly. So give me a few minutes and we'll be back and put the rest of the soup together. We're back and our sausage is sauteed, and you can see there's just a little bit of fat in the bottom of the pan, which is great for flavor. Sausage is cooked. Now we're going to add a little bit of diced onion. This is about one whole medium onion. We'll throw that in there. And liberal amounts of garlic that I've diced. This is about 3 large garlic cloves. And this will go in and saute. You want the onions to get sauteed in with the meat and the garlic. Let's turn up the heat a little bit. Alright, while that's sauteing, basically this is sauteing for 2 to 3 minutes. Just let it cook a little. And then we're going to add some chicken stock, some water, just a little bit of Italian seasoning, and the potatoes. And that will cook for, I don't know, half an hour. And eventually we'll just perform the last step, which is the heavy cream, which makes anything better. And finally the kale, which will cook very quickly. And your soup will be done in about half an hour to 40 minutes. So this looks like it's sauteing nicely. Okay, while that's sauteing, I'm going to open up the chicken stock. And I think we're ready. So this can is almost 2 cups. There's that. There's the water. Here's a little bit of, about a 1/4 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. And finally, the potatoes. I basically took potatoes, cut the skins on to make it look nice, and sliced them thin, maybe 1/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch, give it a little bit of texture. And this will just cook down a little bit until the potatoes are cooked. So while this is going to boil for a little bit of time, 20 to 30 minutes, We're going to take a break, and when we're back, we're going to finish it up and be ready to eat. Welcome back. I'm the Cold Weather Chef. Our soup has been boiling, and the potatoes have been cooking. That's what we've really been waiting for, and the flavors have been melding together. It looks great. We're actually going to turn the heat down, and we're going to do a few things right now. We're going to add a little bit of salt. Not a ton, just a little. Let's add a little pepper, fresh ground pepper. No one ever says no to that. Give it a little stir. And we're going to add the kale. So here is our kale. We're certainly not going to use all of it. It's been washed. I'm just going to cut off a little bit. That's about good. Let's put that in and see how that looks. We're going to let that cook. And I'm going to turn the heat down a little more so it's almost to a boil, because we're going to add heavy cream, and you really don't want to boil cream. So here's our cream. Here is a cup of cream. Man, this has all the great ingredients. Fatty Italian sausage, cream. What more could you want? All right, I think we're going to add just a little more kale. That looks about good. And we're going to let these flavors meld and marry for maybe 5 minutes, just enough to get the kale soft enough to eat. So we'll come back in about 5 minutes and we'll be ready to serve. And we're back. We're ready to serve. I think all the flavors are married together. The kale looks like it's softer, and it's holding its shape but soft, so it's time to serve. I have a soup bowl. I have a ladle. We're just going to take a nice ladle. Pair it with a nice piece of bread. And there you have your Tuscan soup with kale, sausage, and potatoes. Enjoy.